Good morning. This is your daily medication, or more truthfully, meditation. But isn't that just what meditation is? Is your daily medication. Somebody, good morning. Happy Sunday to you. Hope your weekend's been good so far. Hope you use today to have enough rest and have enough fun so you can be ready for the week ahead. The title of today's message would be something like The Infinitely Creative Womb of All Existence, because it's taken from one of the quotes in today's message. Michelle, good morning. Happy Sunday to you. Do you create the space to spend time in your own silence? And what benefit does spending time in stillness have? Can this benefit be described? Our teacher for this week has been Eckhart Tolle, and we'll have a look at how he describes it, what it is we find in silence. Danae, good morning. Happy Sunday to you. So here are a few thoughts from Eckhart. He says, space and stillness are two aspects of the same thing, the same no thing. They are externalization of inner space and inner silence, which is stillness. Stillness is the infinitely creative womb of all existence. Grain, a very good morning to you. Happy Sunday. Awesome seeing you here. Anthony, good evening, man. Awesome having you as well. Eckhart says true intelligence operates silently. Stillness is where creativity and solutions to problems are found. To summarize Eckhart's thoughts, the infinitely creative womb of all existence, creativity, solutions to problems, wisdom, this is what we find when we include as part of our human journey the regular practice of slipping into silence. But we can get even more practical and explain why this is true by exploring what the opposite is of an inner stillness. The opposite of inner stillness is inner noisiness, a constant mental chatter, a mind that is overflowing with the recordings of decades of being surrounded by the voices of parents, siblings, peers, media, and all of the confusing and contradictory messaging that we are always bombarded with. None of this is who we really are. All of this noisiness is the result of all the programming we have received, and the amount of data has become overwhelming. Slipping into silence is stepping outside of this programming. And as we get better at this practice, we find that we can more clearly see this programming for what it really is. Eckhart says, when you become aware of silence, immediately there is that state of inner still alertness. You are present. You have stepped out of thousands of years of collective human conditioning. When you step into silence, you step out of conditioning. What's more is that while you're spending time in silence, you become more of an observer, and you start to observe the conditioning. You start to see how you yourself are being controlled by your own past conditioning. Then, because you have spent so much time in silence practicing being the observer, you begin to observe your old programming in real time as it happens during your everyday life. This is spaciousness. This is the start of freedom, having the space in which to choose being free from past conditioning. Vivian, a very good morning. Happy Sunday to you. It's awesome seeing you. One more thought from Eckhart before we get started. He says, when you lose touch with inner stillness, you lose touch with yourself. When you don't have any contact with an inner stillness, you really don't have any contact with yourself. Today's journey is, of course, just that, a very quiet journey. I'll lead us into every phase of the meditation, but then inside each of those spaces, we'll just be in silence together. So if you're ready, you can close your eyes, Let's float away together, starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in and out. A deep breath in and out. A deep inhale and let it go. Deep breath in and out. One more big breath in and let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards for this journey. As you breathe in, also raise yourself up. As you breathe in, stretch out your spine, lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. And once you've reached your full height, let all of it go. As you breathe out, soften. As you exhale, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders, and drop your head. While you continue your own full body breathing, your only job is to take your body by the hand and lead it to softness. With every exhale, a deeper level of softness than the one before. Your job certainly is not to try and force your brain to be silent. We've shared Eckhart's message of stillness and silence, but this cannot be forced on our mind. A brain thinks thoughts, just like sweat glands produce perspiration. It happens. Thoughts will just keep happening. But as you soften, you can take a step away from the thinking. It's like watching wild horses run. And you can choose to get on the backs of these horses and be pulled along with them. Or you can just take a step back and watch them run. Try that with your thoughts, and I'll check in with you at the end of this phase. Use the last few breaths of this phase to help your body stretch, adjust, and settle down. Roll out your shoulders, your neck muscles, lean into your back muscles. Having softened our bodies into a state of presence, or at least as much as we are able to do, we can now turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. With every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel into your body and feel how softness slips in and settles in every part of your body. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening. And feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in and hold. As you release, feel yourself melting, feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow this journey. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath, but hold it only for as long as it feels easy, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. As you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, the reminder again is that we can't force a brain to stop thinking thoughts, but we can learn to not jump onto the backs of all of these thoughts and ride them. We can learn that there can be more distance. We can become more of an observer, witnessing the thoughts happening. It always feels to me like that place is somewhere deeper within us, and we can slip to that deeper space. A little bit like slipping below the surface of a pool, and you're well aware of the people around the pool. You can even see them walking around and hear them. But it's clear that the space you've slipped into is a silent space. You don't have to create the silence, it's already there. You don't have to do a breath hold with every breath. You can have as many easy breaths as you need in between the breath holds. But whenever your mind gets stuck on one thought for too long, then exhale, take another big breath, and just bring yourself back to a breath hold. I'll check in with you at the end of this phase. Take your next big breath. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, slipping out of the breath holding space and into the next. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel how softness slips in and settles in every fiber of your being. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or even lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. I'll read to you one more time Eckhart's message on silence. He says, "Space and silence are two aspects of the same thing, the same no thing. They are externalization of inner space and inner silence, which is stillness, the infinitely creative womb of all existence. True intelligence operates silently. Stillness is where creativity and solutions to problems are found. When you become aware of silence, immediately there is that state of inner, still alertness. You are present. You have stepped out of thousands of years of collective human conditioning. When you lose touch with inner silence, if you are not in touch with your own inner silence, then you lose touch with yourself. We have 5 more minutes left of silence. I'll check in with you at the end of this phase. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for this space of silence. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for sharing a bit of your silence with us. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning how to get to know me in a space of silence. Stepping outside of, as Eckhart calls it, thousands of years of collective human conditioning. None of that conditioning is who I am. Thank you for getting to know me underneath all of the conditioning. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for the awareness that becomes better and better at recognizing the conditioning in real time as it happens. And in real time, in that moment, seeing the choice. Recognizing that I can react from old conditioning, or I can take a moment, I can take a deep breath and choose a different response, a new response. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for sharing a little bit of your silence with us. Good morning, Erika. Thank you for joining us today. Maggie, a very good morning to you. It's awesome having you. Nabis, thank you for popping in. I hope you had a bit of time to sit down with us. Hey, Estelle. Happy Sunday morning to you. Nala, it's so good to see you. Happy Sunday morning. Hope you all have a beautiful day. Make sure you get enough rest and make sure you have enough fun. Thank you, Sunmarie. Thank you, Maggie. Thank you, Nella. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Vivian. And whoever else is in the background with us. Thank you, Grain. Hope you have a beautiful Sunday. Alrighty. See you soon. Ciao, ciao.